Nectar of Devotion. The Nectar of Devotion is a summary study of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu written in Sanskrit by Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada around the year 1552. The composition in Sanskrit has over 2100 verses. Instead of his standard format adopted in other books, that is Sanskrit verses, transliteration, word meaning translation, and purport, Srila Prabhupada had briefly summarized almost every verse of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in the attractive running flow. Srila Prabhupada mentioned that the Nectar of Devotion is specifically presented for persons who are engaged in Krishna consciousness. He writes that the eternal engagement in Bhakti Rasa can be understood by serious students upon studying this book. Meaning, Nectar of Devotion here, meaning Bhakti, means devotional service. The basis principle of the living condition is that no one can live without loving someone else. Rasa is translated by Srila Prabhupada as mellow. Mellow means sweet and full, relishable taste, or an intimate emotional exchange between the Lord and his devotees. Amrita. Amrita. The pleasure of the Bhakti Rasa does not fade, but it is Amrit, deathless. It is a taste that does not finish with the end of life, but continues perpetually or exists eternally. All bona fide activities in Krishna consciousness are therefore Amrita or permanent, or we can say Amrit, like Amrit is permanent. Sindhu means an ocean. Thus, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, or the Nectar of Devotion, has Bhakti Rasa as a primary subject. Other important points in preface. Every service has some attractive features, some relish or taste, which drives the servitor progressively on and on, but the relish or taste of the mundane rasa does not long endure, and therefore mundane workers are always apt to change their position of enjoyment. The process of devotional service recommended in Nectar of Devotion will gradually elevate one from the material condition of life to the spiritual status, wherein the devotee becomes purified of all designations with the uncontaminated senses. When one engages in the service of the Lord, one becomes situated in Bhakti Rasa life, and in that state all varieties of rasas tend into eternity. There are 12 kinds of rasas. By renovating our relationship with Krishna in 5 primary rasas, we can live eternally in full knowledge and bliss. These primary rasas are neutrality, servitude, friendship, parental, and conjugal. In addition, there are 7 secondary rasas: laughter, astonishment, chivalry, compassion, anger, fear, ghastliness. This secondary rasa can be either compatible or incompatible to one in the primary rasa. Bhakti Shastra. Okay. In the Okay, we have to cover only the first part, that means the Eastern Ocean, which is the subject matter until the first 19 chapters of Srila Prabhupada in this book, The Nectar of Devotion. The Eastern Ocean has got 4 waves. The first wave is Samanya Bhakti, overview of devotional service, is covered in the introduction and chapter 1. Second wave, Sadhana Bhakti, devotional service in practice, which has got two parts. Part 1, Vedi Sadhana, regulative principle, covered in chapter 2 to chapter 14. Raguna Sadhana, spontaneous practice, covered in chapter 15 and 16. Third wave, Bhava Bhakti, devotional service in ecstasy, covered in chapters 17 and 18. Fourth wave, Prema Bhakti, devotional service in pure love of Godhead, that is chapter 19.